Welcome to Coffee and Conversation for ESL Listening. I'm Donielle.
And I'm Khrystyna, so grab a cup and join a conversation.
Well, hello, Khrystyna. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
Well, okay. We're
Yeah.
hanging in there,
Yes. Yeah. It's about that time.
making it through.
Right. Right. And it's kind of that time of year with, at least here, I know in there it's still warm in your neck of the woods, but it's getting colder in here and it's been kind of rainy. So,
Yeah.
I feel like I have the blues.
Yeah, you and me both.
Yeah.
But the only good thing is I do have a cruise coming up in a couple of weeks, and I
Ooh.
sure need it.
Yeah. Where are you going this time?
Eastern Caribbean, so St. Thomas, St. Kitts, Bahamas.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's going to be on a relatively new ship. It's the biggest ship in the world at the moment.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. That's awesome.
Hi, doggy.
I'm sorry. My dog apparently got jealous of you going on the cruise.
It's okay. That was Christina's doggy. Yeah, saying hello. No problem.
Yes. Living with pets, you never know when they start talking.
Yeah, yeah. Well, my cats are pretty quiet, but sometimes they'll jump on the desk and put their tail in my face or something, but they're pretty quiet.
That's the fun part to see during the recording when then there's a
Yes.
tail always comes by.
Yes, I know. All right. Well, so we have today, we're always up to something, always coming up with new ideas, themes, stuff like that. So we kind of thought it would be nice to do like an uplifting or happy news kind of thing. Sometimes you watch the news and it's not so nice, and doesn't make you feel so good. So sometimes it's nice to hear news that's happy and uplifting.
Happy. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And actually, over the years, I've kind of when I would find a cool story in the news or happy or uplifting, something like that, I would kind of save them in a Pinterest board, just to use for an occasion like this, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I never thought of it just saving it on a Pinterest board because I guess my Pinterest board is full of um, recipes.
Yeah, I got that too.
But I never thought that, that's a good idea. If you see some stories or something, to kind of save it. I might have to steal that trick from you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Mhm.
I do like Pinterest because you can have a
Mhm.
million boards, which I do, for all different kinds of things. And because, you look online, like how much time we spend all day online, who knows, a lot.
Gosh.
And you see stuff, it's just, you're bombarded with information. And there's just no way you can remember all that stuff. So it's nice to be able to put it away somewhere for when you need
Yep.
it.
Yep. Save it. That's a
Yeah.
good idea.
So anyway, I thought we would have a couple of stories. Now, I'm sure you've heard at least of a couple of these stories, and I just thought I'd share them with you and the listeners, and we'll just have a little chat about them. Like I said, some are just nice, feel-good stories, and some are funny or they made me laugh for whatever reason.
Sounds good.
All right. So, and this first one, it's Thanksgiving related.
Mhm.
So, I don't know exactly when this is going to come out, but I'm hoping to get it out before Thanksgiving, aka before my trip.
Oh, you got
Yeah,
pressure there. Pressure.
yeah, exactly. Sometimes I have to do that. Like I'll say on the recording that I want to do something by a certain date, so I tell myself, okay, you said you're going to do it, so now you've got to do it.
Yep.
So either that, or I'll just edit this out.
Gotta hold yourself accountable.
Okay.
God.
So anyway, this is a Thanksgiving story, and I'm sure you've heard about this one. This is famous. So I'll just read the first couple lines of the story. Oh, and by the way, I'll link all these stories too in case you want to read them.
Perfect.
All right. In 2016, Jamal Hinton got a text from an unknown number. Thanksgiving dinner is at my house on November 24th at 3 p.m. Confused, he asked who the texter was. Sound familiar so far?
No.
No. Oh, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Okay.
How? No. Okay.
All right. Well, I'm just going to interject here my thought. Okay, that was 2016, right? 8 years later, I am not sure this would work because I don't know about you, but I get a lot of those stupid texts, like it's someone
Mhm.
pretending to know you,
Yeah.
and they'll say, "Oh, you want to go for dinner, or are we still on for the movie?" Some stupid thing like that, and
Right.
it's a scammer. They're just trying to get you to respond.
I've received some of those too. I feel like the most recent one I got was like, "Are you going to be in LA this weekend?" I responded, I was like, "I wish."
Yeah. That's the thing, these scammers, man, they're
Yeah.
always up in their game, um, meaning getting better and better all the
Better.
time. And so
Right.
just once you think you figured out the scam, they come up with something new. So,
Yeah.
yeah, not sure this would have worked so well if it happened today, but as it happens, it was 2016, so we got a nice story out of it.
All
Okay.
right.
So he gets this text and responds, "Your grandma," the mystery messenger replied. Hinton, then a teen, asked for a picture, and upon seeing a white woman who was not his grandma, he texted a photo of himself back. "You're not my grandma," wrote Hinton, who was black. "Can I still get a plate, though?" And get a plate means like a plate of food for
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. In what has become known as one of the most wholesome viral moments on social media, the grandmother replied, "Of course you can. That's what grandmas do. Feed
Oh,
everyone." And don't you know, her name is Wanda Dench, and her accidental invitation to Thanksgiving dinner 8 years ago led to a years long tradition between her and Hinton, a now classic holiday story online.
that is so cool. So
Yes.
how okay, how who was she supposed to text originally? Was it just like a mistake?
No, so she was trying to legit text her grandson, but she didn't realize he'd gotten a new phone number, or something like that. So that was his old phone number, and
Oh,
somehow
right.
this guy ended up with that phone number. And so, yeah.
That is so cool.
So he showed
Oh,
up at her house and they had Thanksgiving dinner. They took pictures, they posted on social media. And of course, the story went viral. Because, I
right.
mean, what a nice story, right?
It's just so sweet.
It really is.
Like just a mistake or a random thing turn into, I'm sure, if the story says that he kept going back, right, for years.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it goes on and on. Yeah. So, of course, we're coming up on Thanksgiving
Mhm.
again. This year, I haven't heard. Usually, you hear after the Thanksgiving. They're like, "Oh, yep, the tradition has continued."
Continues.
So I guess we'll hear how it went this year. But yeah, for 8 years, they have had Thanksgiving dinner together,
Yeah.
and sometimes he brings his girlfriend. I think maybe even she went to his house one time. I don't really know,
Mhm,
but
mhm.
for 8 years, every Thanksgiving they have been together. Super cute story. And it actually gets even more interesting because, see, they kind of consider themselves family now. I mean, they're friends. They
Yes.
keep in contact all the time. And their story has gotten so much attention that they partnered with Airbnb to do a thing where people can pay, I think, $16 for a seat at the Thanksgiving table with them. So I think they have like 2 seats available. And so people can join them to take part in this interesting, cool tradition.
That is so interesting. Oh my gosh. What a good story.
Yeah, and this just researching this for today, I learned the latest thing is they started a business together. Yeah.
What business? Texting wrong people or
No, like a legitimate business. It's some kind of a like health water, vitamin. I don't know what it was exactly. Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about that, but just the idea that this very strange accidental meeting between two complete strangers can really change people's lives. It's really interesting.
I mean, I kind of believe in fate. Do you believe in fate?
I don't know. Sometimes.
I feel like some things that happen in my life were fate. Like if
Oh, yeah.
so, it's interesting how a little coincidence, a little mistake turn
Yeah.
into this whole relationship, and
Yeah. It
that's really
really is.
cool.
It's so cool. But like I said, I can't see that happening now. I mean, just the way those scammer texts come all the time, and I'm sure that he would have been like, "Ah, fake text," and he would have just deleted it, and that would have been the end of it. So it's really interesting.
Yeah, or he could have tried to make some smart replies and all that, and maybe it could have turned into another cute story. But yeah, I feel like people are more careful nowadays, knowing that there's scammers out there.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
cute.
But anyway, so I thought that was a timely story, and I thought that was really cute.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
So yeah. Okay. So I think that takes care of that one. So the next one is, I guess it's sort of a feel good story. It's kind of silly,
Yeah,
but it made me laugh. And like I said, sometimes if it makes me laugh, that's all that counts, even if
that's
nobody
true.
else can appreciate it. But here it is. So this story is
Mhm.
about some senior citizens
Okay.
in Germany, and they live in, they're calling it a nursing home. I've tried to find this story in multiple places,
Mhm,
but it's really hard to get any more details. Every story is pretty much the same, and it's a little bit vague, light on details.
mhm.
So I don't know if it's a nursing home or just a retirement center or what they got going on over there that this would happen in this way, but I'll read the story.
Okay.
Okay. You're never too old to rock out. And by rock out, we mean enjoying some music and with energy and enthusiasm, like going to a concert or something like that, right? Or
Yeah.
just playing some music with enthusiasm. So you're never too old to rock out. Two elderly German men proved this to be true when they snuck out of their nursing home to attend the Wacken Open Air Music Festival, which is considered the biggest heavy metal festival in the world. The nursing home called police to report them missing. And police finally found the two headbangers. That's a term for people who like heavy metal music. The two headbangers 25 miles from their nursing home at the music festival at about 3 a.m., where they were described as, quote, disoriented and dazed. Not sure if that's due to the age or possibly some other festivities at the festival. I don't know. In any case, the story goes on to say that the two men were, quote, reluctant to go home. Um, but they ultimately did go home, I think about 6 o'clock that morning.
Oh my gosh.
So I just had images of this in my head of these two guys, sitting together in the bingo hall or something. Hey, there's this festival. Man, I'd surely like to go to that. Is there any way we could bust out of here and go do that?
it's funny how we think about old people, right? Like senior citizens at the
Yeah.
nursing home playing bingo. Like, bingo is not just for old people.
I think we had a conversation about this once before when you were making fun of me going to play bingo.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
So yeah, so I just thought that was hilarious. I just had this image of my in my mind. So apparently they they've decided that these two guys, they snuck out of their nursing home and they walked part way, took public transportation, this
Oh my.
25 miles to go to this festival. And yeah,
That's quite far away.
yeah. And I just wonder, like what were the other people in attendance? Maybe there were other older people there too, and they didn't stand out at all, but they must have been like, oh, look at these guys rocking out. Okay, yay, go you.
Have you ever watched sometimes I see videos online of group dancing and all that, and a lot of it is more like a Latino dances and all that. And then you have
Mhm.
this old couple that I think if I were their age, I probably would barely walk, but they were just, I mean, you should see the moves. And
Yeah,
I think it's so cute.
it
You
really is.
know?
My instinct here is, what were the police doing? Let these guys go and have some
No.
fun. Come on. What are they in jail or in an assisted living? I mean, it sounds like a little drastic to me.
Yeah. I mean, like, they've lived a life. Let them have
Yeah,
fun.
exactly. But then I think to myself, I'm like, okay, I can imagine me, hopefully many years from in one of those kind of senior citizen homes, and like what would I bust out of there for? Like what would make me want to bust out and do something? And I can't think of much that would make me want to take public transportation and walk or whatever 25 miles. I mean, it'd have to be something really good.
I think if Tina Turner reincarnated herself, I
Yeah.
think that would make you bust out of senior citizens home to go see her, no matter how many miles away it is.
Yeah, it would have to be something on that kind of level because I don't know, man. That's just far too much work. I'm not trying to do that work now.
Although I don't see you sitting still and just not going and
No,
doing stuff. Like, you
no.
always have to go somewhere. You always have to do something.
I'd probably have to bust out just for the point of busting out. Like, what do you mean? You gonna tell me I got to stay here? I don't think so. Nope, nope. Nobody tells me what to do.
You can take your bingo and
Exactly. Although I do like games, so I'll stick around for the game and then I'll bust out.
oh gosh, that would be
Yeah.
fun. You know
Yeah.
what? But in the end, when you think of it, it's like when you're stuck in a nursing home, I can see how life becomes a little more boring, or
Yeah,
every day is
exactly.
the same. You still want to look for some sort of excitement,
Yeah. I
fun.
think it's the idea of picturing these older gentlemen going to a heavy metal concert. I mean, granted, heavy metal kind of started a long time ago, so pretty much
Maybe
these people could be old now who are fans, but
right.
you think of a real rebellious, youthful kind of.
And obviously, they were fans of heavy metal because they
Oh,
somehow figured out about this festival. They heard it somewhere, right?
yeah, yeah.
So, oh, that is too
Anyway,
funny. That's a
yeah,
cute story.
I thought so. That made me laugh.
It's cute.
Okay, so that was one story involving police. I
Oh,
got another one. This one is just so ridiculous that I don't even know what to say. Um, so I'll just read it for you.
all right.
Okay. Oh, before that though, there's a phrase that we're going to hear, and I just want to make sure everyone's clear what it means. A DUI. Its initials. It stands for driving under the influence, meaning you've been drinking or taking drugs or something like that.
Right.
just for a little FYI, oh, there's another more initials there,
Oh my
FYI,
gosh.
for your information. Some parts of the country, and I can't really figure out, like, is it a regional thing? But I definitely know I hear it in different places. Sometimes they'll say DWI, which is the same thing, but it stands for driving while intoxicated.
Mhm.
So same concept, but
Yep.
anyway. So now that we've covered that, here's the story. A driver in Colorado tried to avoid a DUI arrest by swapping seats with his dog after being pulled over, police said. The man was stopped by police around 11:30 p.m. Saturday for allegedly driving 52 miles per hour in a 30 mile per hour zone, the department said in a post on Facebook. The driver attempted to switch places with his dog, who was in the passenger seat, as the officer approached and watched the entire process. Can you imagine watching all that go down? Like, my guy, what are you doing?
Oh my gosh. So what happens after that? So he watches them switch.
Okay, so anyway, he gets out of the passenger seat, right? Because he wasn't driving, right? He gets
Yeah.
out of the passenger seat and he starts talking to the police officers. And he literally tries to convince them that, yo, I wasn't driving. What? You see, I'm here in the passenger seat. I wasn't driving. So, seeing that that wasn't working out very well, he decides to make a run for it. And they end up catching him about 20 yards away, which I also want to make a comment about the yards. I know that's an odd unit of measure for many people. Because you know how we do strange measurements here. We can't do the metric system. We got all these weird things, right? So a yard is 3 feet. So yeah. So he was about 20 yards away. They caught him, and of course, he was charged with DUI. Surprise, surprise. Speeding and resisting arrest. And the post ends with this Facebook post where they talked about it. The dog was handed over to a friend of the driver while he was in jail. Quote, the dog does not face any charges and was let go with just a warning.
Well, I was surprised the guy didn't get charged also with the dog endangerment by
Yeah.
allowing his dog to drive a car. Funny thing, the story you brought up. I was the other night, I ran to the grocery store with my family. And as we were coming out of the grocery store, walking to our car, the car that was parked on the other side of the parking lot,
Mm-hmm.
I look over and there's this huge dog sitting in the driver's seat. Like,
he wasn't driving, I hope.
I know the dog he kind of turned his face, looked at me, and literally, it was like, what are you looking at?
Cute.
So funny. But that happened to
Adorable.
me once. I went to,
What? Excuse me? What?
well, I didn't let my dog drive. I didn't. But I had to leave her in the car for a few minutes because I was picking up my husband. And as I started walking to the house, my horn went off in the car.
Oh my goodness.
And I look over and my dog is in a driver's seat over there, just going like, with the paws up.
Yeah. Aww.
Oh my gosh.
Adorable.
So, apparently my dog knew how to honk at people.
Yeah. Very cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So I thought that was just a ridiculous story.
it is ridiculous. And this guy just literally, it's not enough that you're under the influence. I mean, you switch with the dog, but then you run from
Yeah.
the police. That's the worst you can do, to run from police.
That's the thing. Like, I there are a lot of these police shows where they'll show people being arrested or whatever, they'll stop, and how many times they go and run, and it's
Yeah.
like, really, you really think that's gonna work out for you? It happens exactly 0% of the time that works
Yes.
out. Come
No.
on, you're you're just exerting yourself unnecessarily.
Right. And it's like right away, they know you did something wrong since you're running
Yeah.
away. Oh, like,
Yep.
oh, well,
Yeah.
that's
So
crazy.
that was funny. Okay, I think we have time for one
One,
more.
yeah, let's do one more.
Yeah. I don't know. I think this is kind of a fun theme. I like this. I'd kind of like to do
Yeah.
this again when we need a little lifting up. Okay. So this one I think you may have heard before. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Um, but we'll see. Okay, this starts off with the story here. Walk into any supermarket and you can generally buy a banana for less than $1. But a banana duct taped to a wall? That might sell for more than $1 million at an upcoming auction at Sotheby's in New York. And Sotheby's is a famous auction house where they
Yep.
have, really pricey things.
Yep.
And I also forgot to say about duct tape. Duct tape, if for those who don't know, it's this wide, really strong adhesive tape. It's silver and shiny, and it's
Mhm.
got material on the opposite side of it, and it's really strong. Not very pretty. So if you need something that's just functional, but you don't care how it looks, you would use duct tape for
Yeah.
like pipes and things like that. So have you heard of this story?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And actually, this is a little bit of an old story, but
Mhm.
again, as I went to research this for today, I discovered that it has taken on new life.
Ooh,
Yes, because actually, this Sotheby's thing, that's new. That auction really is coming up in 2 days. Yeah,
really? Well,
November.
that was timely.
Yeah, it was weird. When I saw that the article had been updated, I think it was yesterday, I was like, huh?
Mhm.
How was this article updated yesterday? And then I read it and I saw that it's going to auction. I'm like, okay, this is crazy now. Okay, I shall
Mhm.
continue.
All right.
The yellow banana fixed to the white wall with silver duct tape is a work entitled Comedian by Italian artist Maurizio Cattelan. It first debuted in 2019 as an edition of three fruits at the Art Basel Miami Beach Fair, where it became a much discussed sensation. Was it a prank? A commentary on the state of the art world? Who knows? We don't really know what it was. But in any case, another artist took the banana off the wall and ate it. So, problem solved. A backup banana was brought in. Selfie seeking crowds became so thick, Comedian was withdrawn from view, but three editions of it sold for between $120,000 and $150,000.
That's ridiculous.
Okay, so yeah, that was the original story, and the update is that it is now an estimated value between 1 million and 1.5 million for Sotheby's auction on November 20th.
What in the world?
So you may be asking yourself, okay, well, you'd be asking yourself a lot of things like, what the heck is wrong with people?
Banana
um,
duct tape to the wall
and
is
it's literally that. If you look it up, you'll see a white wall, banana, duct tape. That's it. $1 million.
why?
And it's not even the original because somebody ate it.
Right. And I remember reading about somebody eating the banana. It was an exhibit
Yes.
at one of the
Mhm.
museums, and one of the guests or visitors ate the banana. I do remember reading that.
Yeah.
But $1 million?
I mean, it just
Why?
doesn't even feel like real life. Like, this can't be right. It's like one of those things that, news is you got to be careful sometimes. There's
Right.
a lot of false information out there. And when I first heard this, I said, there is no way in the world that this is true. Can't be. So, as with many things that sound suspicious, I researched, which is what we should all do when we hear something that sounds strange.
Mm-hmm.
I researched, and yeah, sure enough, it is absolutely true.
True.
Crazy. But here's some more information about this. Of course, it's not the same fruit, right? Because
Right.
even if the person didn't eat that banana, the backup banana, 5 years later would be pretty disgusting, right? Right. So the banana is just basically replaced regularly, as is the duct tape.
Right.
And that's the exhibit. So I don't get it. So here's the kicker. The person who buys this piece of work, they don't even get the actual art. They get a certificate of authenticity that grants the owner permission and authority to reproduce the banana and duct tape on their wall as an original artwork by Maurizio Catalan.
This is ridiculous.
I don't know where I'm living right now, in some other kind of weird reality. But yes, that is the story of the $1 million banana and duct
On
tape.
the duct tape on the wall. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm gonna go put some banana and duct tape to my wall and just tell people I got it from, it's the original.
I mean, it just really, I kind of make fun sometimes of like these influencers. Sometimes they do just weird things on YouTube, not even influencers, just people who do
Mm-hmm.
strange things, and it goes viral and they end up making millions of dollars because so many people are viewing the video. And I think that's crazy. But here's a nice expression for you. This one takes the cake.
Yes.
It means
Yes.
this is the worst. This is
Yeah.
unbelievable.
It's just crazy. I wonder if I could get even more creative and like tape and mango to the wall or something, or a button, or an apple.
I don't know. I think there's,
Mhm.
and the name of it is comedian. So that has the idea of, funny humor, and bananas are kind of inherently funny. There's a lot of things funny about them. There's the old joke where those slapstick comedians would drop a banana peel and someone would slip and fall,
Mhm. Mhm.
but they're just they're just kind of funny. So I guess that's why the banana was chosen. But oh my gosh.
I feel like
Yeah.
sometimes people just make such a big, here's another word, hype
Yeah.
around things that they become valuable, and maybe they actually are not. you
Yeah.
know? Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
That one was crazy. I don't know. I can't even make sense out of that one,
That is
but it was
crazy.
hilarious and it made me laugh. So anyway, I guess it served its purpose, comedian. It made me
Yes,
laugh.
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
I don't know that it was $1 million laugh, but okay.
No, it was more like 20,000.
Maybe 5 cents. I don't know. The cost of the banana and the duct tape.
Oh gosh. Good
Okay.
stuff.
Well, anyway, I thought this was kind of fun. I don't know. I,
Yeah.
I I'd love to hear from y'all what you think about our topic today. And oh yes, check out show notes. I've got the links for the articles that we discussed today, and talking about the words and phrases and stuff like that. Transcript, all that other good stuff. So definitely check that out. There is a join the conversation link. So if you want to shout out to us and give us your thoughts, your ideas for a topic, whatever you like, we'd love to hear from you. But in the meantime, here's to good coffee, good vibes, and great conversations.
Cheers.
Cheers.